There's my little tent that I stayed in last night. Look at this. Please. Please, for the love of God. It's about 8:30. I'm just leaving Keld. Kind of creepy. So maybe that belonged to the person who lived in that house and they just left it there. It's a tractor, I assume. And it just stayed there. Oh, why is it sad? It's sad for some reason. Oh dear, I feel guilty because I'm about to ruin all of their sleeps because they can be a bit scared. Oh, here you go. Oh dear. Sorry guys. So sorry. Pardon me, don't mind me. Excuse me, coming through. Oh, I have a stretch. Yes, and you. Yeah, good stretch. Good stretch. I come in peace. Yeah, so the video into Keld was filmed before I did the video about whether to continue on. So now this is the day after. I'm going from Keld to Richmond ideally. But I think I have called it now. I think it is going to be my last day. Because just for a lot of those reasons really, and it's just culminated in me. It's gone, my head's gone now. I'm out of it. I'm out of the game. Also, I could be persuaded to continue on if it was absolutely free and money rained from trees, but it doesn't. So to use my money on something that I'm not really enjoying that much it's just nonsensical. But it's been amazing seeing all of your comments and all of the different things that you have to say, and even seeing new people chime in who said, oh, I've been watching quite a lot of your videos, so they've obviously like just watched and never really commented anything. So that's really cool to see the amount of people that do actually watch me, and I really appreciate that. Really appreciate all of your input and like your motivation that you give me and little tips. Yeah, it's really cool. Really cool. So hi everyone. It's quite funny really, because I started doing this on the Appalachian Trail just to, I don't know, I guess just to give me a little activity as well, and semi for myself, because sometimes I can watch back bits of like my favourite areas and go, oh yeah, I remember that was amazing. But the main reason I did this was to sort of put the clips together and just like produce a video and make things and put them online, and maybe people who were thinking of doing this kind of thing would be able to watch and see what it's like and see the ups and downs. because I try to be as honest as possible. Sometimes it's hard to be as brutally honest as I'd like because I don't have the equipment to sort of allow for it. Maybe if I had a GoPro that was on my head, I could film the bits that are really, really hard and like real slogs. But unfortunately, because I just like at the point where I just hold my phone, it's a bit rudimentary, to say the least. I can't always film the really challenging, horrible, yucky bits. And I think that's why when I get to a point like this, when I've decided no, enough's enough, it feels a bit hard to... I know I don't have to justify it to people, but at the same time I like to, because people have been following me along the way, and I want to be able to explain to people why I would come off in a way that might seem to them like it's quite sudden, because I'm good at keeping my spirits up and keeping quite jovial about things. So probably it might have seemed like, oh, you know, that's just come absolutely out of the blue, because she seemed okay, she seemed fine, where did that come from? But that's because I couldn't film the bits that were really, really challenging and irritating, and you know, when you don't know where the hell you're going, or you're trudging through miles and miles of bog that goes up to your ankle, just all sorts of things. But yeah, I do like to offer an explanation, because people have invested their time in watching my journey, and it maybe can be a bit of a letdown if I don't finish. But I do think it is a lesson as well, that you need to know when to call it. You need to know when it doesn't feel right anymore, and it's not, you know your limits. If in the back of your mind there's a niggle that you're giving up before you should do because you're just finding it a bit difficult, then, you know, try and push on. But if your money's gone and you're just not enjoying it anymore, and you can't see that you will do again, what's the point, really? Unless you are just in it to say you did those miles. But that's not me. I'm in it to enjoy it as well. So yeah, I just thought I'd let you all know that I have decided to drop off of it. A lot of people said in the comments of the last video it way more succinctly than I did. It just hasn't met my expectations of what I imagined it to be, and it's not fulfilling for me, and it's not justifying the effort and the money, and the resources I'm going to spend. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. I must have seen, it's got to be nearing like in hundreds of these shepherd's huts things now. I feel as though England's housing crisis and poor unemployment rates could be solved simultaneously by moving people into these shepherd's huts, and then they could be shepherds, so they've got a house and they're employed, and that would like rebuild like entire communities. There'd be way more people around here, and they would buy from local farmers and not from supermarkets, and we could make the world a better place. I've solved it. I've solved what hundreds of MPs get paid 50 grand a year or whatever to try and figure it out. That's me. I've done it. It's over. Fixed. Write to Boris Johnson and tell him. I'd live in that. Probably not as is, it needs to be watertight and things, but you know, I'd look after a few sheep and live in that. No problems. Oh no, Bronco. Top tip, if you ever need to do road hiking, just hold your sticks out to the side of you like this, because they're happy to cut very close to you until there's sticks that might scratch up their precious cars if they do it. So it ensures that people keep a wide berth and they're not just taking the minimal amount of space around you. I found that it really helps actually. They take a very wide berth, and it also looks like you're not doing it on purpose because you're just sort of being very innocent with it. It's lucky that I'm weird enough to bring my phone into the toilet, but I mean, what is going on in here? Like, how many tissues do you need? I mean, potpourri for days. Yeah, I'm gonna finish here in Reeth with a pint of Doom Bar and my patience intact, and I'm gonna go home and have a nice bath and regroup and think about what I'm gonna do next. But it feels right to finish here. It's been a nice day, so